The county is ready to protect your property and your money from scammers with a new program to lock the deed to your home. March is the perfect time to score peak deals on certain purchases. We'll tell you what to buy right now. Plus, caring for kids and aging parents at the same time can stretch families thin, the hidden costs of the sandwich generation, and steps to plan ahead. That's next on The Watchdog. Welcome to The Watchdog, where we protect consumers, share warnings and alerts, and help you save money. I'm Jen Pachano. Let's begin here with title fraud, which is sweeping the county and the country, really. People are losing their homes to it. But Cuyahoga County is getting ready to roll out a deed lock program that would be the first of its kind in the nation. Here's how it protects you and your property. Cuyahoga County wants to be a trailblazer and change the way titles are handled.
We're going to set the standard for the entire country because I said we'll be the first to roll out this idea.
In the whole nation.
In the whole nation.
Brian O'Malley, Cuyahoga County's Director of Transfer and Recording, says title fraud, a form of identity theft, is happening frequently because forging a deed is just too easy right now.
They're looking for empty homes because they realize if the house is empty, it's going to take a while for someone to notice.
Scammers target homes that have been vacant for a while. For instance, when a parent passes away.
They look to see who owns it. They do a deed. They forge a notary, forge the name, come in and record it, and then they find another buyer, quote unquote. That person actually hands over like a fraction of what it's worth, but to them, the scammer, now they walk away with 20 grand, say.
That creates two victims. The person who thinks they bought a house and loses that initial down payment or purchase price, and the person who never meant to sell that house, who then has to wait for a judge and pay attorney fees to restore their title. To protect property owners, Cuyahoga County is now developing a deed lock program.
Residents will be able to come in, show their ID, confirm that they're actually them, and we'll be able to lock their property. And so then if a deed is presented and we put in their personal number, it'll shoot a text to them saying, is this you? Just like you would for your streaming services or your bank.
It'll work similar to a two-factor authentication process, and you'll have 24 to 48 hours to respond.
We're thinking of other scenarios where you can get like a PIN so that you can, so if you are legitimately selling your property and the title agent that's actually handling it, you can provide them with the PIN so that they can present it to our clerk. Now,
initially, to sign up, you're going to have to physically come to the county building here with your proper ID and all the owners of the home. But the developers are hoping phase 2 will use AI to do facial recognition so you can register from home. The county is working to launch this deed lock program in late spring, early summer, when they'll conduct a big push going out in the community to help sign people up. The Cleveland Ballet also issuing a warning about patrons getting scammed with expensive tickets. Some third-party resale websites are listing tickets for double, even triple the actual prices, and Cleveland Ballet does not partner with any resale marketplaces. So they're making good on these sites, and the ballet is offering a special discount, 20% off all tickets. Now, clevelandballet.org and playhousesquare.org are the only official online sources for tickets to their performances at Playhouse Square. Tickets purchased outside of their official channels can't be guaranteed, verified, or replaced. There's another warning out now from Cuyahoga County of scams targeting Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program recipients, or SNAP recipients, and those who receive Medicaid services. Now, be on the lookout. SNAP recipients are being contacted by phone or text and urged to call back immediately or their SNAP account will be suspended. Now, when the card holder calls the number back, it's either a real business number or government agency number that scammers have spoofed, or that means made to appear as though it were coming from a real government agency or business. Now, sometimes customers call the number back and are connected to a phony version of their SNAP electronic benefit transfer card's self-service menu. It asks for a card number and other personal identifying information. Avoid this trap by never sharing your card number or PIN unless you are calling your SNAP EBT card provider directly. Is your business account safe right now? A Northeast Ohio restaurant owner thought she was all clear until criminals proved her wrong. Katie Tursek has what you need to know.
Carol Abbott runs 4 restaurants across Northeast Ohio. She has locations at Cleveland Hopkins Airport, in Menor, and in Willoughby Hills. But a few years ago, a criminal nearly brought her business to its knees.
We had some fraudulent checks that passed through one of my accounts. Kind of devastated me at the time.
That experience led Abbott to Key Bank and a program called Positive Pay. It flags suspicious checks before money ever leaves her account. The protection was put to the test just this past Monday.
Another check was presented that was altered. I got the notice through the Positive Pay, and then when I looked at the check, it was a different name. I immediately went in and decisioned, not to pay this.
That check was for nearly $5,000. Abbott says her first reaction was shock and anger.
I was upset because, in my mind, I'm thinking first questions like, how did they get the check?
But because of Positive Pay, she never lost a dime. Today, Abbott attended a fraud and scam prevention workshop in Euclid, put on by Key Bank, to learn even more ways to protect her business.
Do your homework, and when you're, the bank employees and managers are very knowledgeable.
Abbott says the fee for Positive Pay is small compared to what business owners could lose. The message is simple. Abbott says log into your bank accounts every day and know what kind of protections your bank offers. Kate Tursek, 19 News.
Well, it's not your imagination. You are getting a lot of spam calls. Ohio ranks #1 amongst the worst states for spam calls and texts, according to a new report from the tech company Textla. They analyzed more than 2 million complaints to Federal Trade Commission reports and the FCC in 2024. And in Ohio, they found there were 859 complaints per 100,000 people. Now, most of these unwanted calls and texts were targeting people with fraudulent health insurance offers, fake IRS threats, and the classic red flag, an offer that was simply too good to be true. Now, if you would like to try and put a stop to these spam calls and texts, Textla recommends that you register for the Do Not Call list, use call blocking apps, and report spam to the FCC and FTC. And know that if you engage, meaning if you answer or reply, that does make you a bigger target. Some of those spam calls may lead to you becoming a victim of cybercrime. There's been a rise in cybercrime victimization, which reached 44% in 2025. Now, a 5-year study of more than 25,000 adults revealed that nearly 1/3 now believe that cybercrime is simply unavoidable. What's more, researchers at the National Cybersecurity Alliance say rather than fighting back, some are just tuning out.
The trends are going in the wrong direction. So despite our efforts to educate and drive awareness around the importance of these secure behaviors, some of them are actually decreasing.
Really?
And so we're starting to just now look into, why that might be happening. If people are frustrated, if they're burned out, if they're tired of hearing about cybersecurity, or if they think it's pointless, that might hurt the motivation.
Well, is AI taking all the fun out of shopping or making it easier? Up next, we reveal a nationwide survey about what bots are doing to some people's favorite pastime. Welcome back to The Watchdog. I'm Jen Pachano. Now it's time for the Ask the Scam Squad portion of our show. This is where we bring in a member of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad to share with us reports of real scams that are coming into their office from local victims. So joining us today is Pamela Anson from the Better Business Bureau of Cleveland. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about these employment scams that are coming through to you, one specifically involving two pretty recognizable companies, right?
Yeah, so we had a consumer report about multiple scams that she's been receiving via text messages, and those are from YouTube and Indeed. And we all know those names pretty regularly.
Yeah, those are household names.
Yeah,
right.
So when you get those kind of text messages, you kind of think they might be legitimate.
For sure. Well, and these are kind of new, more modern, edgy kind of companies. You'd think maybe they are reaching out to me in a not conventional way via text.
Yeah.
So what is it that these scammers were trying to pull with this particular victim?
Yeah. So for the first scam with Indeed, they were really trying to do a phishing attempt. They weren't actually trying to get money, but they were trying to get personal information.
Sure.
And they said that they will pay $100 to $600 a day for working maybe 90 minutes a day.
Wow.
And I'd love to work only 90 minutes a day.
Sure, and make that kind of money.
So they wanted their social security number in order to apply for this job. So they were really trying to gain, their personal identifiable information.
Well, and I could see why somebody would fall for this, because you do need to provide your social security number when you're applying for a job. So that does make sense. Now, in terms of what they were trying to get from this victim, just because you don't lose money doesn't mean you're not a victim or there isn't a loss here, right?
Exactly. I mean, you can use your social security number for identity theft, to open other accounts in your name, to take over essentially your identity, and that's really hard to get back if you're a victim of identity theft.
It can take years, for sure. And then the other one involved Indeed? Or YouTube?
YouTube, yes, which sounds so fun. This is really to try to get more engagement. So they were offering like $10,000 a month for 4 days of work.
Wow.
There was a 4-day grace period and not a lot of training, but it made it sound really exciting because that's a fun sounding job that you want to take advantage of.
Sure. And both of these things, to me, wave a red flag, which is an offer that is too good to be true.
Absolutely. That is so true. And they use companies that we recognize on top of an offer that sounds too good to be true to really try to pull you in and get you to either apply for that job, or they'll let you apply for that job, maybe send you a check, say, oh, I overpaid you, and then say you have to send some money back, and that check bounces.
Yeah, for sure. Was this also, the YouTube one, also a phishing scam?
Yeah, they wanted personal information.
And that's a commodity.
Yes. And really, we've seen since COVID, since about 2020, the rise of these employment scams. Every year we're seeing more and more, but instead of just coming from your email, they're going directly to our phones.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is the method in which these scammers are communicating, is that a red flag in and of itself? Like, there's messages that come to your text, to your phone unsolicited all the time. Certainly not all of them are scams, but is that just the communication via text alone enough to be concerned?
I mean, for me, it's a red flag. Are you really even trying to apply for a job? I got this text message scam for Indeed as well.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay.
So even the CEO of the Better Business Bureau is getting these type of text messages. And so, yeah, getting that text message alone is a red flag. Are you applying for jobs? Where are you applying for them? And just because they're even on, let's say, on Indeed, that doesn't mean it's a necessarily a legitimate job posting either.
You just really have to be...
You have to do your research.
You have to do your research. So is it enough to just ignore these kind of texts that come in, or should you do more?
We always suggest you can report those to junk. There's a lot of carriers that are trying to stop these scam text messages to come in.
It's a big hill to climb.
It is. And you can report them to us at the Better Business Bureau, and there's a lot of other agencies you can report to as well.
And that will do some good, because they can't stop it if they don't know it's happening.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much, Pam.
Attention Costco shoppers, check out our recall alert before you set the table. There's a popular product you need to throw away. March is the most common time for customers to shop around for a new mobile phone carrier. Consumer investigator Rachel DePompa has some advice from an expert for those of you looking for a new phone plan.
You might think all the electronic sales on Black Friday or Cyber Monday would lead to a lot of people changing their phone plans in November or December, but it's actually March where this happens the most. Jeremy Watkin is the Director of Customer Experience for Number Barn, which works with nearly every wireless carrier. He says there are some reasons why March stands out, including it's tax time, so people are going over their finances and looking for places to save money.
Customers are starting to get their tax refunds, and that gives them a little bit of financial freedom to be able to pay off their phone contract, get out of their contract, pay off that, whatever latest version of the iPhone that they had.
If you're shopping around for a new phone plan, Watkins says, look beyond the introductory pricing and ask the hard question, how much is my bill after the promotion ends?
Don't be too bedazzled by the promotion that you got. I think we've all been a part of promotions where at the end of the promotion, we saw our bill go up by, I don't know, X number of dollars. And it's a little bit shocking. And you realize, oh, shoot, I signed a contract for 2 years.
Also, Watkins says ask about the taxes and regulatory fees. Number Barn found they can range from $5 to $15 added to your monthly bill, and they differ state by state. Are there any activation fees? Those can be $40 or $50. Also, ask what's included in your data. Do you have a mobile hotspot? Are there any data limitations if you stream a lot? Find out if it's really a great deal or if in the long run you're going to end up paying more than you do with your current carrier. With this Watch in Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
AI shopping and shopping agents are poised to fundamentally change how digital commerce works. And rather than browsing specific sites for products, consumers can turn to their chatbot of choice and choose from bot-selected options. But do Americans actually want this? A new nationwide consumer survey found that 36% think AI makes shopping no fun anymore. And among the Gen Zers surveyed, this increases to 49%. 64% planning on using AI for shopping in some capacity this year, with 13% trying it for the first time. Ads now complicate things. 67% would trust recommendations less if ads are present in the platform. While AI agents might be trusted to meal plan or even do taxes, there is still suspicion. 78% already think AI is compromised by advertisers and brand partnerships. Well, they're caring for their kids and trying to help care for an aging parent at the same time. It's often called the sandwich generation, and for many families, it can come with real financial and emotional strain. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman looks at some of the hidden costs of caregiving and steps experts say can help you plan ahead.
Juggling life at home can get complicated fast, especially when you're supporting kids and also helping care for a parent. That situation is often called the sandwich generation.
So you've still got someone, maybe they're 18 or under, that's living under your roof, but you've also still been lucky enough to have your parents around, so you're also taking care of them.
Dana Edens, media relations manager at Retirement Living, surveyed people who identify as part of the sandwich generation. She says in that survey, around 28% of respondents reported spending 5 to 9 hours a week providing care. And 51% also reported that caring for children and a senior loved one increases their stress or fatigue.
So you've got those out-of-pocket expenses. You also lose something that we looked at is your own expenses, like retirement savings, if you have to spend that money on a caregiver or caregiving. We looked at things like household necessities. Even if it's cutting back on your personal spending, your personal vacations, it's still money that, is yours that you're putting towards something else.
So what can help when you're trying to manage care and your budget at the same time? Eden says start by asking your employer what flexibility or benefits may be available.
I think that there's a lot of assistance and benefits out there that are often unused. You've got FMLA, the Family and Medical Leave Act, that could help you providing that.
She also recommends looking closely at your household budget and talking early with family about what care will look like and who can help.
Having a conversation and sharing expectations with your family about the time, money, support can really help carrying the burden versus just on one person.
With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
A 19 recall alert now about Costco's meatloaf with mashed potatoes meal kit. An ingredient in the meatloaf could be contaminated with salmonella. The kit has sell-by dates of March 5th through March 16th, and it was sold here in Ohio. Do not eat any part of that kit, not even the mashed potatoes. And a recall alert from Hyundai. It's in response to a 2-year-old little girl passing away inside a 2026 Palisades SUV. It happened in Ohio earlier this month. Hyundai has stopped selling Palisade models with rear power seats. The car maker is asking people not to move the second or third row while anything or anyone is in them. There have been complaints saying those power seats can crush things. Hyundai is now finalizing a recall with the National Safety Administration. Well, that's it for this episode of The Watchdog here on 19 News. Every week, we bring the latest scam alerts, fraud reports, recalls, and trending consumer news each Wednesday evening at 6:30. Now, if you want to watch previous Scam Squad stories, you can find them on Cleveland19.com under the News tab. I'm Jen Pachano. Thanks for watching, everybody.